Alejandro Velarde and Sergio Jimenez, and we are going to present to you our conclusions about the Global Issues class, which talks about globalization and the current world issues. The world is constantly changing and evolving as the decisions of every single person affected, some more than others, but they all have a consequence that may impact another person, a community, a city, a whole country, or even all of the world's population. As things are constantly changing, it is really important to maintain yourself updated and know what are the current events going on around the world. This to know why things are happening and how they impact you or the nation that you live in. We need to open the eyes and see how things really work, for us to have better opportunities in the future and to know what things should be improved in order to have a better world. But to do this, we need to have the knowledge of what are the current
Globalization is a process that doesn't occur neither reaches high points from one day to another. To understand globalization, it's crucial to know all the events that have happened in the past, as they have affected our present world. Today, we use technologies that have been developed centuries ago. Our governments are based on ideas that are made and spread by different persons and countries ago. And today, we have supposedly learned from mistakes that we have committed in the past too, although we haven't always do this. Throughout the course, we've seen many different topics. We think that each person's favorite one depends on the point of view and interest of that person. For example, for me, I found the most interesting topics the one that have to be related with war strategy, attacks and fights, due to the fact I love how countries think about the weak spots and use diverse strategies, including proxy wars, alliances, countries to cover their back, organizations to cover, and mass media. One example of these could be the Syrian conflict of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Also, another topic I love is economics, because I really like the topic in general. I would like to study something like this.
The most interesting topic for me was to see how the United Nations worked, how it has evolved through the years, and to see how it benefits some countries over the others. The reason for this is that I want to study something related maybe to international relations, and the United Nations has to do with this. This actually takes me to the next topic. As mentioned before, although the United Nations is an organization that should be looking for world peace, it benefits some countries over others and isn't working as it is supposed to be. Today, even though China and Russia are not far behind, United States of America is the most powerful country and perhaps the most influential. One of the major reasons for this is because of how the United Nations supports the nation, as the American country has been involved in the majority of the most significant events of the world, and it has in some way benefited from almost all of them. Today, some things such as the Sustainable Development Goals have improved with the United Nations, but the organization still fails to solve world conflicts such as civil wars, proxy wars, or crises in an accurate way, as in the end, most of them finish up benefiting again the United States, the rulers of the nations, or even the people who control the United Nations, but not the people who are the most affected.
For example, we need to know how the United States of America got involved in wars that benefit the nation, as well as know how they invested in the country to be able to understand why it's the most powerful country nowadays. Previous history courses are really important for us to understand the current events, alliances, and rivalities of today's world.
If the United Nations actually worked as it is supposed to be, the world would be much better and very different.
Talking about the actual world and being aware of the current situation with all the background history and knowing all the motives of each important or general character in the world, it's really important to start doing something to improve it. Some of us may think that we as students, as young citizens, cannot do anything to help, but it is the opposite. It's our duty to be aware of our world and promote campaigns and inform us to have a better world in the future.